Hello there guys, Alex here at Rock and Roll Vehicles. For those of you returning, thank you very much for coming back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. In our last video we looked at a small selection of rock stars and their cars, and today we'll do the same. So here are some rock stars in their cars, part 2. Don't forget to give us a like below and to click onto that subscribe button to keep up to date with all the content that will be coming up on this channel. So by now I'm sure we know what kind of stereotypes rock stars bring. Big house, good looking partners, tons of cash, and all kinds of... So with that in mind, I think we should see who made the list today and see what cars they have owned in the past, or indeed what they own today. Number 1, Keith Moon. The one and only Keith Moon. We have all heard the legend of him driving a Rolls Royce into a swimming pool. This alone has him in the upper echelons of rock and roll lore as being one of the most rock star incidents ever. Now, was it a Rolls Royce? Or was it an American car? Well, according to Tony Fletcher's Keith Moon biography, it was. Sort of. Moon crashed his own lilac Rolls Royce, but not into a swimming pool, but a pond. How very English. What do you think he did? Did he crash into a swimming pool? Did he crash into a pond? Leave a comment below. But there are also lesser known stories about Moon and his cars that many may not know. One of which involves Keith Moon, his Ferrari Dino, and 3 young lads. As the story goes, Moon handed the keys of his Dino over to the lads and told them, "Have a spin in her." A little while later, they hadn't returned, and Moon, with no other method of transport, decided to walk home, only to find his brand new Ferrari Dino in a ditch. Upon seeing the car, it's rumoured that he has said the most ultimate rock star phrase I think I've heard. "It's only money. Who cares?" What a legend. Number 2, George Harrison. Being a member of the Beatles, you would think that George Harrison would have all the money in the world to buy whatever car he liked. And by the looks of things, he certainly did. Now, he had a fair few cars that spanned his lifetime, so we'll pick out the most interesting ones. Harrison was a self-proclaimed petrolhead, so his collection was vast. But the interesting car, to me at least, that popped out was the Austin Mini. Now, this isn't any Austin Mini. This Austin Mini looked like it came from the inner workings of the Sgt. Pepper's album. This car was given to George by the Beatles manager Brian Epstein. You can see why it became an icon of the 60s with its psychedelic paintwork. The car also managed to have a starring role in the Magical Mystery Tour in 1967. The next car we'll talk about is what many consider to be the most pure hypercar of all time. Yes, it's the McLaren F1. Only a true petrolhead with a vast chasm of money would be able to purchase a McLaren F1, so George did in 1994. At the time, the car was billed as the fastest car in the world, setting the top speed in 1998 at 240.1 miles per hour. It eventually got beaten in 2005 by the Koenigsegg, but let's be honest, I think the McLaren F1 is far more rock and roll than most hypercars today. Upon Harrison's death in 2001, it was rumoured that another rock star, one that we featured in the last video, wanted to buy the car, and that star, of course, was Eric Clapton. Harrison's family, however, still have the car in their possession today. Seems like Harrison family have that petrolhead gene running through them too. Number 3, Johnny Cash. This is more a story of a car as opposed to a collection that we've seen so far. In this case, the car in question was born out of a song. In 1976, Cash sang a song called One Piece at a Time. The story goes, a man leaves his family home in 1949 to pursue work at General Motors installing wheels on Cadillacs. As he was installing each wheel, he got that feeling that he would never be able to afford the car he was building. So he and a co-worker decided to steal a Cadillac. And by stealing, I mean they took parts of the car home each day with the hope to build their own. It took them 25 years to collect all the parts needed for the car, but not all the parts fitted correctly. Not that they cared, and they did their best to get the car running, which they were able to do. It's not exactly symmetrical, but that's why this car is very special. Upon hearing the news, Cadillac built Cash a car to accompany the song, which would end up in all the newspapers all over the United States. Great publicity for the manufacturer and Cash managed to get a brand new car. Well done, Johnny. And that's it for today. 3 more rock stars and their cars. Are there any other rock stars you would like us to highlight? Type a comment below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe for more upcoming content. I'm Alex at Rock and Roll Vehicles saying thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.